What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Pro Sports Extra YouTube channel. If you enjoy this video at all, do me a favor, give it a big thumbs up, click that like button, and also click the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the next month. We're growing fast over the last 2 weeks, so if you can help us get there and just click that red subscribe button, I truly appreciate it. As someone who's been a fan of Barstool Sports for years now, owns a lot of shares of Penn, I figured I'd make a little video reacting of a new show, a new podcast coming out on Barstool. The preview video just got released. 2 missing girls, murder, drugs, police corruption, coming April 5th. The Case Podcast, Barstool Sports' first true crime podcast from Kirk, Minihane. So we're going to watch this video here in a second, then I'm going to give you my thoughts on how I think this turned out and how good I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be really good just based on Kirk Minihane. He's been away from working on other content from the past couple months, it seems. I haven't really heard much of him, and he's been grinding on this, so I feel like it's going to be really good. So let's watch the preview.
On November 14th, 1989, 16-year-old Jennifer Lynn Fay went missing in the city of Brockton, Massachusetts. She was never seen again.
Do you realize how many teenagers are out there that are runaways that do not want to go back?
I believe that she's still in Brockton.
If you're doing a podcast on Jennifer Fay, then you should go get a shovel and start digging somewhere, and maybe you'll find her.
But this isn't just a story about Jennifer Fay. This is a story of police corruption, drugs, and death. A story of 2 cities, 2 girls gone missing 3 decades apart, and the one man who may have all the answers.
Kevin, or Boston as we call him, is a person that you do not trust.
He looked at her and he said exactly, and you better keep your little fucking mouth shut if you know what's good for her.
He's not a good man. One time when he was really bad on the drugs, he broke my arm. He took a headboard to my back. It was pretty bad.
He is a person of interest in some of our missing person cases. He is a person of interest in our roach case.
Coming April 5th, Barstool Sports presents The Case, Season 1, Boston.
They were just a bunch of fucking losers. They were not the people they were supposed to be.
The Case is available on iTunes and wherever podcasts can be heard. You can also find us at thecasepodcast.com and on Twitter at thecasepodcast.
She had said that Boston had told her that he buried a 16-year-old girl in Boston, Massachusetts. How old was this girl?
16.
Wow. So it's really focusing on a 16-year-old who is missing, more than likely murdered, about this guy Boston, whose real name's Kevin, but they call him Boston, and pretty crazy. I can't wait for this to come out April 5th, hey? So we got 10 days, 11 days until then. You can go to thecasepodcast.com. It just brings you to the Apple iTunes podcast area where you can listen to the trailer. On November of 1989, 16-year-old Jennifer Fay left home for a party in Brockton, Massachusetts. She was never seen again. This is going to be a pretty good show. I can't wait for it to come out. It's different, as someone who's watched most of Barstool content throughout the years, even years and years ago. It's different. It's nothing like they've done before. I think this is going to bring in a completely different audience, probably more of an older audience, and it's going to capture a lot of interest. Imagine if Kirk Minihane somehow solves one of these and they end up, reinvestigating and figuring it out, and then Kirk Minahane's behind it all. That'd be crazy, because Kirk Minihane, we all know, a little loopy, but maybe, just maybe, this is the right direction for him, and this show is going to be awesome, because the preview is sweet. He's been grinding on it. The interviews sound like they're going to be really good. So Season 1, Episode 1, The Case, Boston, airs at April 5th. Stay tuned for that. I can't wait, guys. Click like, click subscribe. We'll do more of these Stoolie reacts videos if this turns out okay. Who knows, like I said, been following Barstool for years. I started Pro Sports Extra in 2011, so I've been following them since around then, when they were just growing and growing and growing, and then they just exploded. So I've been following for years, guys. Do me a favor, click like, click subscribe. Pretty excited for the Case podcast by Kirk Minihane. Peace.